Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Manchester City play Club Brugge tomorrow in the Champions League, and today I'm going to preview that game, and I can't wait. I kind of sort of want to be out there as well. It's a beautiful place to be, and hope all the fans out there travelling are enjoying themselves. There's loads to talk about today in terms of the team news, the lineup, the opposition view, and all that kind of thing. Before I do that, though, I want to say thank you to OneFootball for continuing to be absolutely awesome. Seriously, OneFootball is the best football app on the market, bar absolutely none, and it's free. You can download it right now by clicking the link in the description, or if you are a desktop user, you can use the QR code. I've got a fancy QR code as well in the corner. You can scan it on your camera on there, and that'll take you down to the download page where you can get OneFootball. It helps support my channel, and you get all your Manchester City news and all your Manchester City stats and all that kind of stuff. Of course, as well, January is getting closer, so if you want the transfer news, make sure to download OneFootball. But let's get into today's preview. So this game sort of feels kind of big. It isn't big, but it sort of feels like it is at the exact same time. And that is because, of course, of the previous two results. We did lose to PSG, though we did spank RB Leipzig 6-3 in a fascinating game of football. But this game sort of feels, it's not a must-win. It wouldn't go that far, but it definitely has a little bit of an edge. I've got the table up on screen right now, or haven't. I'm not sure if I remember to do it or not. But either way, City currently sat in third on 3 points, with Club Brugge and PSG both currently on 4 points. So we kind of have to get a win away from here just to make the rest of the games in this group stage feel a little bit more comfortable. Guardiola was, of course, very vocal in the press conference as usual. I'll save his quotes about Club Brugge later on in the section for the opposition view, but he was talking a bit about Kevin De Bruyne, which was interesting for me. He talked a lot about his fitness, which is something that I'm always keen to know about, given that Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best players in the world, but his fitness hasn't been better recently. Guardiola said he's getting better. We know the best Kevin. He's had some injuries in the ankle, in his face, but he's getting better. Every game is better than before. The goals, the dynamic, the pace only has been given if you play regularly. He needs to be fit to be his best. His potential is the movement and attacking space and how to do it. He's getting better, and it's a good sign for us. And Kevin De Bruyne as well was also in that press conference, and he talked a little bit about as well. He said, and I quote, "I feel much, much better. Even the last 2-3 months of last season, I didn't train much. The last 6 months have been up and down. I was in pain when I came back. It was good to take time off after Spurs. I feel much better and stronger." That's a good sign that he's saying this, because Kevin De Bruyne is always really, really honest. He's a blunt guy, which I personally appreciate. You know exactly where you stand with Kevin De Bruyne, and the fact that he's admitted he's feeling better now, well, that surely will hopefully feed into performances. He did look better in the last game, actually. He wasn't quite as sloppy, and of course scored a lovely goal as well, but I felt sorry for him. He's had so much pain and so many injuries that I've been worried that we've been robbed maybe of another year of him potentially in terms of his very best, but hopefully he will show his best form very, very, very soon. Likewise, hopefully Jack Grealish. Guardiola was asked about Grealish. He said, "We spoke about what he has to live when he's not here with, how he has to live when he's not here with us, eating, resting and sleeping and living 24 hours for his profession. He's been excellent so far. Every game except Burnley, it was the last game, he was at a good level. I'm sure he will improve. I have to find his best position. The games he has played, he's played well. If he's focused in the game, on and off the pitch, he's strong." Interesting choice of words there from Guardiola. I mean, talking about his professionalism, what he needs to do off the pitch as well. Obviously, it's just a guess here, but it implies that they feel like he's got a little bit to learn on that front still. And there were some rumours that he was out, unfortunately, clubbing with Mendy and Mahrez when unfortunate issues happened with despicable things allegedly happened with Mendy, and obviously players do go out. We're not naive to this, but I think Guardiola will send some reminders every now and then. You got to be careful. This is a bigger city than Birmingham in terms of the pressure and the media focus, and you won't be able to blend in as much as maybe he did somewhere else. No, he didn't blend in at all, I guess, in Birmingham, but I would say the press are going to be more all over him at Manchester City than they were Aston Villa. He also talks a little bit about Rodri as well. He said Rodri is so stable, and he's learning and always paying attention, and he's realised what we're looking for. We're more than satisfied. We knew it when we wanted him from Atletico. He's growing. Hopefully he can be even better and open his mind to understand what we have to do. Rodri definitely deserves some words of appraisal, given he's been fantastic recently. And there's also a little bit about Cole Palmer, who of course as well scored a hat-trick the other day after also playing a few minutes for the first team on the same day, which is incredibly impressive. And Guardiola said about this young attacking midfielder who's travelled as well with the first team, he said he's extended his Manchester City contract because we believe in him an awful lot. He can play up front, winger or attacking midfielder or striker. He is clinical. The guy is growing. He improves every day in training with us. And he went on to say as well, he has this sense of goal. He rubbed his fingers as well. I love that. And Guardiola, obviously at the moment, that'll mean a lot to him, because if you've got a sense of goal, that's the one thing we lack. It's good to have. It's good to have, and that definitely will do Cole Palmer no harm whatsoever. In terms of the team news, the big news is that no John Stones, unfortunately. It's not an injury or anything like that. Sadly, it's for personal reasons. We don't know what they are. Fingers crossed it's nothing too bad or anything like that. But he hasn't travelled. That we did train this morning. It's just obviously personal reasons, which happens to all of us, of course. And likewise, there'll be no Ferran Torres, which is a shame. But the good news being Ederson and Jesus are back and available for this. They travelled directly from South America to Belgium for this game, so they were there nice and early. They were at an SK Lommel game as well, spectators, which is obviously a City Football Group club as well, which is interesting. Zinni and Gundo, of course, are both now fit as well, which is good. Cole Palmer was involved as well. He travelled with the first team. And De Ligt was also back in training this morning. Now, I don't think he'll be involved in this in terms of the game, but De Ligt being back is a very, very, very positive bit of news. I thought it was going to be longer than this. So in terms of the lineup, well, of course, it's always hard to guess these kind of lineups. You never know how strong we're going to go. Could he rotate a few players? Could we see a really strong side? I would suspect it's going to be somewhere in between the two. Obviously, Ederson will come back into the goalkeeping position here. He'll be between the sticks. Likewise, I suspect Kyle Walker and Ruben Diaz will both come back into the team after they sat out the game the other day against Burnley. Of course, it was necessary given the fact that Stones, he's not there at all. So it'd be Laporte, I reckon, alongside him. Ake could play it, but I don't reckon Ake will play in this game. I reckon it's going to be Walker, Diaz, Laporte, and then one of Zinchenko or Cancelo. A small part of me reckons Zinchenko might get a bit of game time here, but I'm going to say for now Cancelo, I reckon. Though Zinchenko could. Ake could as well, but I reckon Cancelo. Into midfield, I do think Rodri, despite Guardiola's words, will pick Fernandinho here, because I think Rodri possibly does need a rest. I know obviously this is a tough team, but Fernandinho is part of the squad. He'll have to play at some point, and I think it'll be this game as well, using experience. And given the fact that Guardiola's talked about De Bruyne needing games for his rhythm and his form, and that's how he gets best, I think we're all going to suspect Kevin De Bruyne will start in this game. Now, will he play Bernardo Silva here? Will he play Cole Palmer here? Will he play Jack Grealish, Phil Foden? Or will it be Gundogan? I reckon Gundogan will get a start alongside Kevin De Bruyne. And Bernardo, I think, will be on the bench for this one. In terms of the forwards, I think Grealish will start on the left. And I think Jesus will start on the right, with Raheem Sterling again through the middle. I think that means, of course, no Phil Foden. And no Bernardo Silva, but I do think they've been involved a lot recently in terms of England and all that kind of stuff, so I do think they'll be on the bench for this one. I could be wrong, of course, but you never know. In terms of Club Brugge, well, they've had a really good start, of course. Really good start in the Champions League, and they're a very good side. They drew with PSG, and they also beat Leipzig, playing their kind of solid but attacking and creative 4-4-1-1. And it's gone really well for them as well. They are a very good side. And Guardiola had an awful lot to say about them. This is what he said. He said, now Bruges are the main team in Belgium. The last decade and 15 years, they created an incredible amount of top players, and the national team know how good they are. Their physicality, their courage, holding midfielders are aggressive, and the centre-backs, they play direct. And after they have the quality in the final third to create chances and score goals. We knew after the draw, we said, wow, a tough opponent. Winning in Leipzig isn't easy, and a good result as well against PSG. They're a top side, physical, they know what to do, they're incredibly aggressive, and lots of quality up front. We'll try to win, we have a plan, and the mentality will be the same. Adjust the way we play, but then let them adjust and control the game and try and get a result. So Guardiola summed it up best there. They are a tricky team, they are a physical team, they are aggressive, and they've got absolutely nothing to fear, of course, and they'll be well up for this game. In terms of my prediction, though, I'm going to be confident about this. I feel like I have to be confident, really. I think we're in a good spot at the moment. I think the football's good. I'm going to say City to win, but I do feel we'll probably concede because I think they'll be up for it. I'm going to say 2-1. I think it'll be a relatively tight game. I would love for it to be comfortable. Maybe Cole Palmer gets some minutes or something like that, but I feel like it's going to be a bit of a battle, this, I reckon. But I think and hope we'll come out as victors in the end, because I think we need this performance. Let me know your thoughts in terms of the team lineup and your prediction down in the comments below. And of course, don't forget, the game tomorrow is at 5:45 p.m. It's 2 hours earlier than usual, so I will be doing a watch along and all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you there tomorrow. Thank you to all the patrons currently scrolling down the side of the screen. My patron producer, Scott Denemy, and of course, don't forget to download OneFootball, like, comment, subscribe, get me to 60k, and I'll see you all in a bit.